Good morning, Charlie.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
My goodness me. This is a production and a half, isn't it?
It certainly is. It certainly is.
Netflix's biggest ever commission, over close to $400 million.
That's right. Apparently.
Woo-hoo!
Above my pay grade, but we spent a lot of money.
2 movies.
2 films. Actually, technically 4. So we shot part 1 and 2 simultaneously, and there are going to be an extended cut of both of those films also comes out. So,
Right.
they did get 4 movies for that $400 million.
I love it. I love it. The biggest thing, the most expensive thing Netflix has ever commissioned. It is exclusive to Netflix, and part 1 of Rebel Moon, which is called Child on Fire.
Child of Fire.
A Child of Fire, sorry. So it's on fire from what I saw. Everybody's on fire.
That's a different movie.
One point or another. It's out 2 weeks tomorrow, out on Friday the 22nd of December, and then you're given a few months to get over that, and part 2 is in May. So this is how you would release a proper sort of double bill of movies in a Star Wars kind of fashion or an Avatar kind of thing.
Yeah, optimally. I mean, I think that was the idea. Zack had a very large world that he'd been thinking about for 20-some years. And I think this is really just about the first third of it, but he felt like he needed 2 films to tell the story. He's
been building towards this his whole life, hasn't he? Let alone his career.
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he is he's really a true artist. I mean, I've got such a great appreciation for really just how he lives in the workings of his process. I mean, he really just sort of lives in this world constantly. He's not really interested in fame or fortune or any of the Hollywood trappings. He is just very content to be in a room creating his world, drawing his creatures, and when he gets to actually go and do it and bring the whole thing to life, it's just like a kid in a candy store, just having a lovely time.
And they say you can't transmit what you don't have, and the best way to give it is to live it. And we know that things land with more gravitas, the more of that flavor they have about them. We know that from George Lucas and Star Wars, and all the great filmmakers, they so mean it.
Yes.
And this whole thing about a couple of weeks ago, somebody said to me, it's not about the action, it's about the energy behind the action. And since they said this to me, it's just changed my whole perspective on life. Tom Hanks was sitting in that chair yesterday, and it wasn't what he said, although it was what he said, and it wasn't what he's done, although it was what he's done. It was his energy behind it, because he really means it all.
Yes, yeah. I mean, your purity of intention. I mean, I really do think that it's a wonderful and a very privileged position to be in, but it's also incredibly difficult, to show up and be the leader and have all of this responsibility and all of this money being riding on one's output. And I think unless you truly love it, unless it's sort of the central thing that's compelling you in your life. There are other ways to make a living that probably be slightly less stressful. But those that have to do it feel as though they have to do it. And
it's like breathing.
Yeah, and Zack is our director, certainly one of them.
Zack's name is all over this. It's front and center when you watch the trailers and you watch the movie. It is there. Zack Snyder's dream come to life. $400 million almost. Netflix, here we go. 2 weeks tomorrow. Friday, December 22nd, exclusive to Netflix. So, Charlie, you need to take everybody through the beginnings of the story. We don't want to get to the end. There's so many spoilers all the way through. It's one of those ones, isn't it?
It is.
Should we talk about Cora? How do you want to start the conversation off? Should we talk about the main character or?
Yes, sure. I mean, it's we're several hundred years, maybe a couple of thousand years into the future. The time frame is non-specific, but we have become a multi-planet species. Yeah. But unfortunately, we have not evolved out of some of the elements of the human condition that plague us now, and so there's still warfare, but it's happening on an intergalactic level, and there's scarcity of resources, and so Cora has found herself as part of a regime, and broken off and found herself in a little corner of the galaxy. So you don't have a farm in this new world. You have a planet that's a farm, a moon that's a farm. Yeah, this moon of Velt is just a sort of an obscure little rock hanging in space, and they're from an agricultural background, and they're just existing, and very quietly until they get discovered to be rich in resources, and then that becomes a curse for them.
Little do they know that one of the farmhands fans is Cora.
Is Cora.
How much do we say about
double
what's happened?
ninja?
Exactly.
She is. She has got the stuff. She's got the requisite training and the look in her eye that when she's been adopted by this new community and sort of accepted as one of their own, and the this ruling party that she used to be part of come and try to take more than their equitable share.
They picked on the wrong farm.
Yeah, they pick a fight with the wrong girl.
And she then, I don't know how much to say about this, so stop me.
I'll try to.
If I'm going too far. She's then she charges herself with the mustering of a helpful troop.
Right. The sort of the seven samurai archetype of origin story. So she realizes that she, wants to take the fight to the unbeatable baddies and needs some help. And so she comes across. Yes, exactly. A lovable rogue who's out there, sort of on the edges of the intergalactic society, and decides he's going to help her. Presumably, is seemingly motivated by a little altruism and a little just, maybe he fancies her a little bit. Maybe he pities them, thinks that this is, a rather foolish, endeavor that they've embarked upon. But
maybe we'll find out what it is.
Maybe if you get to the end of the movie, you'll maybe see his true intention.
The end of part one of the double movie Offred. So your character Kai is one of seven.
One of seven.
Right. How do they differentiate? How can you explain to people listening who the gang might be, what the characters are?
Yeah, so we've all come from our sort of different. I think the idea is that we all originated from Earth. That most of us are in somewhat Homo sapien form that have gone off and populated other planets. And as the overarching sort of authority has taken hold, each of those planets have become compromised, and so we all have different, but along the similar theme of our homes and freedom being compromised, and we decide it's time to come together and bring the fight to the bad man.
Some good fights.
Pretty good fights.
Some good spaceships.
Yeah, I got to fly a spaceship, which was very exciting. Yeah, I did. It's harder than you think. It's reverse around the corner, three parallel park, all of these type of things. It's very Fifth
Element. I love it all. Do you know what I mean? It's so cool. It's a great world, isn't it? People are going to fall in love with this so much.
I think so. It was fun because Zack likes, although it is a lot of sort of CGI creation, the immediate world that we were interacting with was all actually practical. I mean, hence the 400 million. We built a lot of sets, and a lot of it was actually real. But then the backdrops were all rendered after the fact. And it's interesting. It's hard to. I mean, we've seen a lot of space at this point, right? Or a lot of filmmakers' versions of space. It's kind of difficult to reimagine that and make it singular and feel original. And I was really proud and excited when I finally saw the film and that was revealed, because obviously we didn't see any of that on the day. And I thought Zack did a really beautiful job in just that world creation, that it did feel as though we were getting a glimpse into worlds that we hadn't seen before.
You love it, don't you?
I do.
Good for you.
I do.
Think it's so cool.
Do you know what? I was surprised in a way how much I loved it. I really loved. I like Zack a lot. I met him in 2005 when he was making 300, and I had a period where I'd been so thoroughly unemployed for about 2 years and was completely broke. And then just the way life works sometimes, I got these two great offers at the same time. So I'd been offered Alfonso Cuarón's Children of Men, and then Zack offered me 300 at the same time. But I was already committed to doing Children of Men, and it was a chance to come back to the UK and shoot. So I did that. But I've been watching Zack for years, and just thinking he was just truly a real artist and so sincere about the work he does. I think sometimes that because he works in a very big scope, sometimes that kind of gets lost. And honestly, I think it got lost a little bit, just how pure his process is and how much he truly lives for the opportunity to bring these worlds to life for us.
You've also been directed by our very own Guy Ritchie.
Yes, twice.
As have I.
Oh, is that right? What did you do with Guy?
He got Vinnie Jones to stick my head down a toilet.
Really?
Yeah.
A real toilet working?
Real toilet. Yeah.
Did he give it a little bit of a flash first? I mean,
No,
was it a clean
straight
toilet?
down there. It was, it's interesting.
Was this was this like based on an old beef?
No,
Had
so
you given him a bad review in the past?
It was the opposite. So Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels, he just made it. I went to see it. I was hosting TFI Friday at the time, and a couple of the members of the cast were due on, and so we thought it'd be interesting to make an opening title sequence of Vinnie Jones basically lock-stocking me in all the ways possible before the titles roll.
Sure.
Guy arrived early. He said, "Mr. Evans," because he always calls you Mr. That's how it works, isn't it, Mr. Hammond?
Yep.
Mr. Evans, would you like me to direct this one? And I said, yeah, because he wouldn't want that until Vinnie Jones sticks your head down the toilet. He says, "Harder, Vinnie, come on, Mr. Jones, Mr. Evans, are you feeling it?" That's what he's like then.
Yeah. And what did you say? Yes, Mr. Ritchie.
That was about it, really. So you're famous for two biker gangs.
Yes.
Okay, would you like to recount the two biker gangs? And
well, one of them must have been the Grove, right?
Biker
the Biker
Grove.
Yes, that's where I started my career.
Do you mind us asking you about this?
No, not at all. What do you want to know?
I don't really know. I never saw it. But I want to play the theme tune. So how did Biker Grove help you with your preparation for Sons of Anarchy? Which is also it's a Biker Grove of a different kind, isn't it?
I'm not quite sure. But you know what? I think just living in Newcastle prepared me for Sons of Anarchy.
All right. Okay, I didn't see Biker Grove. Of course I was around. Other people, I was too old for it. Did you love Biker Grove?
I loved Biker Grove. Biker Grove was like after school.
Do you remember Charlie in Biker Grove?
I don't remember you in it.
No, I mean,
think
Blink.
you were in it because you were in it in 97, 98.
That sounds about right.
I was about 18 by then, so I wasn't watching Biker Grove
You
anymore.
were! You liar!
To be fair, if you blinked, you would have missed me. I was not a big character in it. I think I had 3 or 4.
You?
Yeah,
On your way to JD Sports.
in JD
love
Sports.
What,
In
just say that
JD
again?
Sports, I was discovered. That's where my career started. I was at Cumbria College of Art and Design studying film. Desperately had wanted to work in film. On Christmas Eve, I think 97 or 98, I don't remember. I had a foolproof Christmas shopping system, which was I would do 0 Christmas shopping until Christmas Eve. Then I would go and get very drunk from about 11 till 1, and then I would go Christmas shopping. And I was in JD Sports, a little drunk, trying on some tennis shoes, and this lady was staring at me, so I just blew her a kiss, and it turns out her name was Elizabeth Binns, and she was the production manager of Biker Grove, and asked me if I'd ever thought about acting. I said, well, as it happens.
Yeah.
And that was the beginning.
How
And so
old were you
then
then?
she asked me to come in and do an audition. They were doing this huge search for this new character they were going to introduce to the show, and I was the guy until I auditioned and didn't get the job.
But you got
they
another
thought
job.
I was, they pitied me and gave me 3
So how
episodes.
often were you on it?
I did 3 episodes, and I think I
episodes.
had maybe 1 or 2 lines.
So it was
per
your first
episode.
acting job?
That was my first acting job.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, and so for people who don't know, Sons of Anarchy, which was hugely successful, wasn't it?
It was a big show. Yeah.
Okay, do you want to just give us the elevator pitch for that? Because you can still watch it all.
Yeah. It was an FX show that's now, I believe, on Netflix.
It is on Netflix.
And it's about a motorcycle club, contemporary motorcycle club
Actually, it's on
in
Disney
California.
Plus. I saw it on Disney Plus.
Oh, is it on Disney Plus
Sorry.
now? Yes, Disney Plus for Hulu. Yeah, exactly. Since that makes sense. So on Hulu in the US, Disney Plus the rest of the world. About a California biker gang.
You nearly went Geordie
Biker
then.
Grove,
A California biker gang. Why
School trip.
Yeah, so we did that for 8 years, and I am currently, potentially, we'll get into it. I'll come back next year and talk about that. It's too early. I realized I was
you nearly did something then.
Yeah,
that means you're relaxed and you might like us because you were being all friendly then.
That's right. Listen,
cool.
I was just gonna tell secrets, which is beyond friendly.
No,
I
know. So I can't believe that Sons of Anarchy finished in 2014.
Is that right? No. Yes, that'll be right.
Isn't that crazy?
9 years ago.
It's 10 years next year
almost
that
10
it
years.
finished.
I know. Wild.
If somebody said to me, Sons of Anarchy started about 10 years ago, I think that's about right.
Yeah.
Finished 10 years ago.
I know.
I mean, come on. we're talking about time being finely sliced before, weren't we?
Yes.
You got to get on with it, haven't you?
You really do.
Got to get on with it.
Absolutely. No, I feel that very much at this point, coming out of the last 5 years and in my 40s now. You know, there's no more time to mess about.
Looking good, my friend.
Thank you. The grey's coming in, though. It is coming in.
Yeah, but you look amazing. You look so well.
Oh, thank
Do you look after yourself?
I do.
Tell us about that.
I eat right.
Sleep well?
I sleep well. Sleep is the big one.
Super sleepers.
I've been reading a lot about the glymphatic system. You know, the flushing of the brain at night, and you need to be very well hydrated. You want to be in a cold room. I've been sleeping so well. I opened up, being back in the UK, I opened up all of the windows to maximum capacity in my hotel room, and have been sleeping. I woke up this morning, I could see my breath in the room, and I just slept so well. Yeah.
What about fitness?
I have a bit of a broken back right now. I have 2 ruptured discs in my back, so I've been really struggling for the last 18 months. But I have to get back to it. I mean, I feel, I've been very fit for most of my adult life, and I really miss it.
But you look like you respect yourself. Your skin looks good. Your eyes look really bright and white.
Oh, well, thank you.
Seriously, you look great, man. You look great. You look like you've got more than most people going on. Michelle from Snod's Edge. Who doesn't want to live in Snod's Edge?
Michelle.
Where is Snod's Edge?
Michelle, even if you've made it up, we don't care. Snod's Edge. Let's
Looking
check out
it up
Snod's
now.
Edge. I love Charlie Hunnam. The chase scene in The Gentleman is one of the best things I've ever seen in loads. What a movie, by the way.
So
Come
this
on,
is
to be
why
in that film.
This is why Guy Ritchie is the man. So we were making that film, and the sequence that people keep bringing up to me everywhere I go, particularly in the UK, is the sequence that that chase leads to with those kids under the underpass. And that was never in the film, that scene. In no version. I sort of just find them at the end and grab the phone back. And Guy was so excited by these kids that showed up that day that he said, these kids, because I think they'd said something like nice Desi's about the car, which he said, what is Desi's? And Desi's are desert boots, which means the rims of your car. And I didn't know this either. And that was enough to say to Guy, like, okay, we need to get these kids in the film.
Love it.
And so we shot that whole scene in 20 minutes with Guy just throwing out lines saying like, ooh, 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 now say to them, and then I'll be gone like the darkness at dawn. And he would just give these line readings and be able to work in real time like that.
He'd go off on one.
Yeah, he's just, he's a master at being
Nice
able to do
Desi's
that.
lends itself to a Scouse accent, doesn't it?
Nice
Desi's. Hey, mate. Nice Desi's there on your car, on your jam jar, mate. Morning, Chris. Amanda in Sutton. Loving hearing Charlie this morning. Such a varied career and sounds like a lovely, interesting guy. He does. You do come across, let's hope you are. Because Tom Hanks comes across as quite a nice guy. I don't know if you've heard about this. He's got it all going on. He's 67 years old, Tom Hanks.
Is he?
Yeah.
Just still loving life, interested, curious, energetic.
All in. So he sits there, and it's not like he said anything that he's saying before, which he probably has. It's not like he's got anywhere to go. It's not like he's thinking about anywhere or anything else. He's just
totally present.
In the moment, in the pocket.
Yeah.
Even when I got the name of his production company wrong, I called it Pantone Productions. It's not Pantone, it's Playtone.
Playtone, yeah.
My question was going to be, why'd you call your production company Pantone? He says, because we didn't. It's called Playtone, and it's on the corner of Wiltshire and Santa Monica. You know that place very well.
Yeah, is that how the interview started?
Nah, we've done it before, but he's so cool, isn't he? He's so giving.
Yeah.
Oh, goodness me. Do you live in LA?
I do, for my sins. 25 years. I moved there when I was 18. I spent, I was in Newcastle until I was 12, and then I moved from Newcastle to the Lake District, and just somehow got off on the wrong foot there. I got cornered by a boy. It was funny. I did the first term of school at Newcastle. My last day was Valentine's Day, and I got 13 cards from 13 different girls. Like, I was quite like the
happens to all of us, didn't it, Vassal?
I was really, really popular. And then I had a week. I had half term, and then I showed up at my new school in Penrith. In my first hour, I got identified by an older boy as a new kid, and he cornered me, and he said, do you want to go? And I didn't understand that was sort of local vernacular for do you want to have a fight? I just thought he meant, do you want me to let you go? And I said, yeah, I want to go. And he punched me in the face, and I thought, oh goodness, this is going to be a rough few years here. And I got off onto sort of that trajectory, and I don't know how I started talking about this. What was the point of this story?
No, LA, Lake District. You started up in Newcastle, Lake District, and then you somehow got to Los Angeles. 25 years. That's where we were going.
Yes, I suppose so. So then, oh yes, that was it. Thank you very much. And so then I spent this 6 years in the Lake District, not really feeling like I was sort of living my life, with not like a really good community of friends or anything that was like really making me feel like I was, really living my life.
Yeah.
And so I would just dream. I had this space, and the Lake District is gorgeous,
Great
and I
for
would just
dreaming.
walk the mountains in the fells. And looking back in hindsight, it was like such a fortunate time, because I got to imagine what my life would be when I was able to have the freedom to go and live it completely. And so I got that was the point of this. By the time I was 18, I was just absolutely committed to creating this life in American film for myself. So I got on a plane at 18 and went, but that was 25 years ago now.
Yeah.
Pretty
So
wild.
when that bully said, "Do you want to go?"
Yeah. What do you,
The universe was
meant,
screaming,
like,
to LA.
to LA.
Do you want to go? And you said yes.
Yeah.
To LA.
To Hollywood.
Good for you, mate. Good for you. And also the lakes. It's got a big L, it's got a big A, it's got LA in it, hasn't it?
That's true.
I love
I just returned this year. I went and did the Wainwright coast to coast walk from St. Bees to Robin Hood's Bay, which was my return. I hadn't been back to the Lake District at all in 25 years, and it is spectacular up there.
Do you know Mark Owen from Take That?
I know who he is.
Do you know
I've
he
never
lives in
met
Los
him.
Angeles?
Oh no.
So he lives in Los Angeles. He doesn't look dissimilar to you nowadays, Mark, actually. Literally,
Handsome man.
One of the nicest men you could ever wish to meet in your
Really?
life. Honestly, I love Mark Owen. I genuinely love him.
What is he doing with himself now?
Well, Take
Is
That, back. They're bigger than ever. He lives in LA.
Goodness.
He drives a Ford Bronco.
Okay.
Right. He goes
That's a
down.
good
He goes
move.
surfing every day down to Santa Monica Beach.
Yeah.
And he used to live in the lakes.
Right.
Yeah. So you should hook up with him.
Did he grow up in the Lake District? Is he a Cumbrian boy?
No, he's I don't know where he's from. I think he's more Manchester. But when Take That enjoyed their first flushes of fame, he went and lived in the lakes because that was his vibe. And for the lakes, CLA in a way, that's what I'm sort of getting there. Santa Monica Mountains.
Yeah.
Not dissimilar.
Sure.
But you should hook up with him. He's beautiful.
I mean, if you have an appreciation for the natural world, LA is surprisingly, nourishing place.
I love it.
Do you?
Yeah, I love
Where
it.
do you stay when you go out there?
We rent the same house every year for 28 days straight in Venice.
Oh, in Venice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and we love it. Can't move from the radio as Charlie Hunnam's voice is mesmerising. So is he. You got a great vibe, man.
Oh, thank
Seriously,
you.
really nice, beautiful, totally wonderful. From Bernadette in Edinburgh, now late to pick up her mum. We must apologise to her mum. You're going to be late for your next thing if you don't go in a second. Penny from Morecambe, can you please ask Charlie if Shantaram is coming back? Lots of love.
Unfortunately, Shantaram is not coming back. We did one season. It was incredibly difficult, and we didn't, unfortunately, do quite a good enough job, well enough to justify another season, which was very, very sad for us all. But these things happen on a big job.
Mate, you got to go. I'd love you to stay, but you have to go apparently. So thank you for being here.
Thank you
great
very
to see
much
you.
for having me. Good
Let's
to
hear
see
it
you
for Charlie.
all.
Come on.
Thank you, guys.
Cheer for Charlie Hunnam.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.